What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, just very quickly, before we go ahead and get into the topic of today's video, I do want to mention that I do live stream every single day over on my Twitch channel. So if you guys want to check that out and see anything else besides my YouTube videos, I do go live every day. You can check out the link to that down in the description of this video. And also, if you don't want to play alone, if you hate playing solo in Call of Duty, we have open lobbies every single time I go live. So all you got to do is go into the chat, say, "What's up, JB?" Get my friend request code, and you can join right on in. So guys, make sure you go down. Like I said, link in the description of this video, and you can hit me up over on Twitch. But, ladies and gentlemen, today I wanted to go ahead and sit aside and talk about Modern Warfare 2 and Season 1. Now, 6v6 was, in my opinion, massively neglected. It's fun. I enjoyed the experience, but when it comes to content, it was neglected. I don't think Season 1 is technically a season. To me personally, it looks like a Warzone drop, It's basically introducing Warzone back into the game, Warzone 2.0, along with DMZ, with very minor amount of content for 6v6. Now, yeah, we can consider the weapons for 6v6 because obviously you can use them in there. But the weapons go across the board, The M13 you have to unlock in DMZ, and a lot of these guns you're going to be using in the Warzone experience. That's just what a lot of people are unlocking them for. So with that being said, clearly this update was much more directed towards Warzone, which is extremely rough. Now, for me personally, I actually enjoy Warzone 2 more than the first initial Warzone. So this year isn't too shabby for me. I've been able to have a fun time with 6v6. I've been able to have a fun time with Warzone, and I've been having an absolute blast with the DMZ. I'm a very lucky dude right now, This is an extremely rare occurrence for me when a game is, allowing me to have a good time across the board. So for me personally, Season 1, I'm going to make it till the end. I don't really have a problem, and even when I run out of the Battle Pass, which I already actually did complete the Battle Pass, I know, whatever, roast me up, do as you please. And even if I do go ahead and max rank, whenever that's going to happen, there's stuff for me to do everywhere. The possibilities of me getting bored are non-existent. I can go back and grind out camos in 6v6. I could just play S&D and goof around with the homies on 6v6 as well, S&D. I can hop into Warzone and try to catch some dubs. I can grind out my missions in DMZ and try to unlock all of my, what are they called? The insured weapon slots. The possibilities for me personally are endless. But I feel like I'm directing this video more towards the 6v6 crowd because, again, I remember my roots. I know why I play Call of Duty. I've always came to the experience for the 6v side of the game, and there are tons of players out there who don't want to play DMZ or Warzone at all. They just strictly want to play 6v6, and that's understandable, That's the fun of a Call of Duty game. There's something for everybody. You can play what you want to play, and nobody's going to, tell you any other way. So that's great, but 6v6 players are being held back tremendously because Season 1 is not going to be ending until February 1st. That is absolutely insane. Again, me personally, I understand it because when I look at this drop, I look at it as, like I just said, a Warzone drop. This isn't a season. I'm not thinking of, all the different aspects of Call of Duty being, absolutely sent to a different level in the season. No, I'm looking at it as a Warzone drop. This is specifically to drop Warzone and DMZ. There's a little side content for 6v6, but like I said, that's how I'm looking at it, and that's how I'm enjoying it, because I'm playing all those game modes. But if you only play 6v6, right now, the only things that they have to offer to you are the SMG that introduced into the game, the sniper rifle, and obviously Shoot House. If you want the M13, you have to go into DMZ to get it, or you can have a buddy drop it for you as well. I've been doing that for pretty much all my buddies, allowing them to be able to try out that gun. It's phenomenal. And again, anybody who's scared to try out DMZ, I highly suggest doing it. I'm going to give you guys another video talking a little bit more in depth, how I feel about it, a couple of weeks or so after the launch of the game, just to see if it's still consistent and if I'm still having a good time. I think you guys should seriously give it a go. But back to what I was saying, if you don't want to, if you like 6v6 only, it's very bare minimum. And you're going to be dealing with only Shoot House as your main source of entertainment for, 3-4 months? That's going to be rough. Now, of course, they're going to be adding in the Honey Badger into the experience. But the next map is Shipment. It's mind-boggling. These maps should have been, in my personal opinion, introduced into the game day one. They should have never been DLC, and they should have focused on maps that have a little bit more replayability factor. These maps are great and all. They're fun for just shutting your brain off and just going crazy sometimes. If you get some bot lobbies, you can really drop some 100-plus kill games. It's insane. But it gets boring, tiresome, and repetitive for me. That's the problem with these maps. That's why they are in the games day one, because they're supposed to be in the game day one, When you try to introduce something fresh into the game, there has to be a replayability factor to it. Even if it was a remaster, something like Afghan, Favela, Invasion, Wasteland, all of these maps have more variety than a map like Shoot House or Shipment. Again, I'm not trying to be mean here, and I understand people are trying to camo grind, so these maps are definitely great for you. But at the end of the day, like I said, something like those maps I just listed, I can play over and over and over again, and there's a million different ways I can go ahead and play it. If someone's camping, I can, play that spot in 10 plus different ways. And the scenario is never ending. That's what makes the replayability of the map great. On Shoot House, you have 3 lanes. You either hold the right lane, the left lane, or the middle lane. If you're lucky enough and nobody's holding the middle, you can cut across and, try to flank on the other side. That's the playstyle of the map. It's very basic. Fun to turn your brain off and play, but very, very basic, and it gets stale. So to think of dealing with this type of content until February 1st is going to be a rough one for a lot of 6v6 fans. I'm scared for you guys. I really am. I want people to be able to enjoy this game because it is a pretty darn fun Call of Duty experience. I enjoy what I have here, and there are definitely some major things the developers need to work on, but when it comes down to just simply enjoying a game, I'm not going to lie. Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, and Vanguard, there is not one time where I'm playing these games and I'm pretty much smiling, laughing, having a good time. Maybe Black Ops Cold War. I really enjoyed streaming that game with you guys, but I would say all the enjoyment came from you guys in the stream who really made the game enjoyable. But at the end of the day, across the board, I've never been able to have this much fun in a COD experience. But the developers will end up killing off the 6v6 side of things. Even if they add a museum into the mix, I don't think that's enough. It's something that we already saw in the beta. It's something that people have played time and time and time again. It has to be something fresh. And even if it's a remake, that's still more fresh than seeing something that we just got done playing. Shoot House, let's be real here, and Shipment. We've been playing a model for 2019 for forever now. They always have the Shoot House Shipment playlist in. And even though they were really obnoxious back in the day and they would cycle it through sometimes, take it away, give it back, take it away, give it back. At the end of the day, they knew that's what we wanted. And we got a whole bunch of it through the whole life cycle, and the year after that, and the year after that. I have played a ton of this map. The last thing I expected was this to be considered new content in a Season 1 drop. I would expect it to be in the game at launch, but not new content in a Season 1 drop. I'm disappointed. I hope you guys are going to be able to, try out this game a little bit further. I highly encourage you guys to try out things like DMZ, Warzone. Just give it a shot. Warzone, maybe you won't enjoy, but I think DMZ is actually phenomenal. If you enjoy old school classic Spec Ops, if you enjoy, hanging out with buddies and just doing your own thing, try it. It's tons of AI. There's tons of objectives to do. There's tons of casual gameplay to be had. And on the rare occurrence, yeah, you will run into PvP, and it will be suspenseful. It'll be intense. But it is the ultimate casual vibe in this game right now. But that's all I can offer to you guys. I wish I can give you guys better news. I would love to be able to come here today and say, Infinity Ward just dropped a bomb. They're coming out with, 3 maps in the midseason update. Instead of just, Shipment, they're going to bring Shipment with the midseason update and, Favela and Afghan. I wish I could tell you guys that, but I can't. I can't tell you guys that because it's not happening. We're going to be dealing with very bare minimum, and I really hope you guys are strapped in for the long ride it's going to take to get some more content within the 6v6 side of this game. But I do have a question for you all, and I would absolutely love if you answered down in the comment section. Do you like the current method that Activision has here with the live service, or would you prefer them to go back to paid DLC content, where content packs come out, every so often, every few months, every couple few months, just like how, the live service is. But instead of only getting 1-2 maps and the content being so scarce and them drip feeding content, they just give us, a big bundle, 4 or 5 maps, and a ton of other stuff as well, obviously, because, clearly gaming has evolved. It can't be the same as it was back in the day, but would you prefer bundles or would you prefer the current system live service right now? I gotta be honest, the live service is nice because everybody can play on the same maps, the game doesn't die out as frequently, and it'll allow everybody to play the DLC maps at all times. Instead of, maybe 1 or 2 friends doesn't have the DLC pack, and then you never play it because that's your, your go-to squad you want to play with. It allows everybody to be able to play. I like that model. It's friendly, but man, we completely miss out with tons of content with this model. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, please subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.